Hello and welcome to Walk the Talk, the platform dedicated to exploring spiritual themes, delving into the enduring truths found in God's Word, and encourage you to live a life grounded in His teachings. Thank you for joining us. In today's video, I'll be continuing my coverage into Faith Life Church scandal, where the son of the head pastor was involved into multiple essays with minor children, young teenagers.
I just want to take a moment and talk to my 5 children, my congregation, the church here at Faith Life. I'm a dad of 5 children, just like many of you are as well. I owe it to my children to never help one at the expense of the other. I think as parents we'd agree. It has been a hard place recently with things going on with children. You know, when any of my children came to me with a failure, I wanted to always bring restoration and direct them to God's forgiveness and ultimately to make sure they step into the love of God where healing can take place. And even though everyone makes a mistake in life, I've never been presented from any of my children any criminal behavior. Kirsten, I want to tell you that I'm sorry I let you down as a dad. I have, and I'm so sorry that you had to go to such extremes to get my attention. Always enjoyed being with you, and you know we always had great times together. And you and Elijah and Easton, such a wonderful family, but I wanted to make sure that you understand that. Tim and Alicia, you work so hard. And you've been faithful all these years, and such a great family, and I apologize to you as well. I know you have felt maybe unsupported, and maybe I've just been a little too busy, but just know that I love you. Jason and Amy, wow, you guys have always been amazing. You've been diligent all these years. And you know, all of us, our kids, all of us have gone through multiple tough times in the ministry. But we have built something that was fabulous. I want to talk to my staff, hardworking staff, all these years. God has blessed me with you, and I apologize to you if and I'm sure I have, lacked in some leadership and maybe affirmation and communication with you that would have maybe helped you do better and be better. But this situation that has arisen in my family has been a very deeply personal issue. And my intent was never, or is not, to ever cover up anything, anytime. But at the same time, not to betray the trust of one child over another. And I think you can understand that if you're a parent. But I just want to say to my staff that, I love you, and I know that you'll reap the reward of your labor. God is faithful. But it's a new year, new chapter. I believe for God to bring restoration to our family, into our church, and to our congregation. And it's a late day here. It's like 3 a.m. I'm working hard all day just to get things done. But I want to take this minute before I head home just to make sure you understand where I'm at and how much I love you. Your dad, thank you. Your pastor, thank you.
In the previous video that I shared, it was mentioned that Gary Keesee was in close ties with the attorney general in the area, so nothing was done. Even after all the reportings that were done, no investigations were done because of her powerful voice. Now we have a report here that things might be starting to move in the right direction. I'm going to read a few paragraphs here from the Julie Royce report. Here it says, thousands signed petition urging investigation of Gary and Keesee's son, who's accused of sexual abuse. So it reads here, several alleged victims, including his own sister, have accused Gary Thomas Keesee, the son of Ohio pastors Gary and Brenda Keesee, of sexually abusing them. Now thousands have signed a public petition calling on Ohio law enforcement to investigate Tom Keesee. It continues to say that Tom Keesee's parents are pastors of Faith Life Church in New Albany, Ohio, and Tom used to be Faith Life's chief media officer before resigning in August. Brenda Keesee is also a Knox County Commissioner and friends with Ohio Attorney General Dave Yost. And Gary and Brenda Keesee have a financial show, a Fixing the Money Thing, on Embattled Daystar TV, and are friends with Daystar TV President Johnny Lamb. So this is how Tom's sister got involved here. Tom's younger sister, Kristen McKinney, wrote a message for the petition calling herself a victim and saying she had taken steps to report the matter to the police. Many are aware of allegations involving a family member, wrote McKinney. I was a victim, and when I learned of ongoing concerns for others' safety in combination with others' stories I already knew, I felt a responsibility to step forward. Now, let's see the law enforcement response. Attorney General Yost replied to the petition stating that the Knox County Sheriff's Office couldn't investigate because, as County Commissioner, Brenda Keesee votes on the Sheriff's budget. The Sheriff has requested Ohio's Bureau of Investigation to investigate, Yost said. But Yost called Gary and Brenda Keesee friends who've eaten dinner in his home. Given the close relationship, Yost said he couldn't investigate and instead asked Knox County to find another law enforcement agency to investigate. My relationship with them meant that we could not credibly perform the investigation either, and we informed the sheriff on that fact, Yost wrote on the petition. We suggested that another sheriff's office could be invited to do the necessary work and offered to help identify one who would be willing to do so if necessary. This is Yost here. Yost sent a similar statement to the Roy's report saying he didn't want his personal conflict to taint the investigation. I've spent my life fighting for the survivors of sexual abuse, both as a prosecutor and as Attorney General, Yost wrote to the Julie Roy's report. If my office had accepted this investigation, one of two things would have occurred: a charge or a decision not to charge for a lack of evidence. Either way, the credibility of the investigation would have been called into question, either by my critics, who would claim my friendship prevented a thorough investigation, or by defense counsel at trial, who would try to claim that I am overreacting and targeting his client to prove my integrity for political purposes. Yost said the victims deserve a neutral investigation. An independent third party must perform this investigation, he wrote. By declining to perform an investigation in which I have personal conflict, I'm honoring the victims, the process, the public at large, and the cause of justice. Kristen McKinney posted on Facebook Tuesday that she was satisfied with Yost's response. Many high-level officials and key figures are now closely watching this case, and I commend the law enforcement efforts being made to ensure a fair and just process, McKinney wrote. After listening to this statement, there's one issue that I find with it. Yes, of course, he apologized to his children, but I'm sure he knew that these allegations were going on because his son resigned last year in August. Why did he resign? He's still young to still work for him, but all of a sudden he resigned. He probably knew that something was happening in the background. The other thing, he apologized for his own kids, but he did not apologize for the kids of the church. The kids of the church are his own kids too, because he's the shepherd of that flock. So that's where the problem is. If you're going to apologize all the children, those who were involved and those who were not involved, because they have been affected one way or another.
So the Faith Life Church scandal has gone global because of you. So yesterday I put out 3 videos related to a massive scandal that's happening at Faith Life Church in Central Ohio because we needed help. And boy, did you respond. Those 3 videos have hit just about every social media platform in the country. It's gone global. So for reference to what I'm talking about, go to my Patriot Dad EV 3.0 account here on TikTok, and you can see all 3 for the details. And because you pushed those videos viral, it's going to see over 1 million views across multiple platforms by the end of the day. Attorney General Dave Yost responded to this change petition. And while everybody appreciates how quickly Dave Yost responded to that petition, his response left a lot of unanswered questions. So we're going to ask them. And I want to be very clear that these are questions that have to be answered because this is not going away. Not at all. As a matter of fact, another victim came out today. And there are more, several more, and accusations that there's more predators involved as well. This isn't going away because there are incredible people, powerful people on the ground who are doing the heavy lifting of advocating for victims, supporting them, empowering them, encouraging them, and they're coming out. And those people now have platforms from which to speak. Interviews are getting ready to happen. This is going to hit the national news, probably on Monday or Tuesday. So I'm going to show you 2 screenshots from a comment that Dave Yost, the Attorney General of the state of Ohio, left on that change.org petition as he responded to the request for his help. So you're going to want to pause these 2 screenshots so you can read through them, and then I've got questions. Here's the first screenshot, pause and read. Here's the second screenshot, pause and read. So Attorney General Yost, your statement says that the Knox County Sheriff's Department could not do the investigation because the suspect's mother is a county commissioner who votes on the sheriff's budget. So why do we have a sheriff in power who doesn't feel like they can do an independent investigation? Why does a county commissioner voting on the sheriff's budget have any control over whether or not an investigation is done properly? So your statement then goes on to say that the Knox County Sheriff's Department reached out to your office to request the Bureau of Criminal Investigations to perform the investigation. But because of the close personal relationship you have with the suspect's parents, they told them that they couldn't do it? So Attorney General Yost, what does your relationship with the suspect's parents have to do with whether or not the state's investigative unit can get involved in helping to investigate? It's my understanding that they don't make prosecutorial decisions, they investigate. So this, sir, is where it starts to get a little bit confusing, and we're hoping that you can shed some light and provide some additional clarity and maybe clean this statement up a little bit. We recognize, sir, that your conflict of interest is real because you have a relationship with his parents. We get that. So why not just recuse yourself entirely? Have the BCI do the investigations like they were requested to do and recuse yourself. In fact, Ohio Revised Code 177.03 gives very specific directions on how that can happen when a judge steps in to assign a prosecutor to be responsible for making prosecutorial decisions. So, sir, we're a little confused about why it says you suggested that another sheriff's office could be invited to do the necessary work. Suggested? Invited? Why not recuse yourself, take ownership of the process to make sure that impartiality actually occurs and have a judge assign a prosecutor? In fact, there really isn't any reason why you couldn't recuse yourself and still have BCI deeply involved in the investigation. But sir, there's questions out there about why you didn't go even a step further. And if you are really concerned about impartiality, why not bring in the FBI to oversee the whole thing? And it very well may be that this comment left on the change.org petition just wasn't very well thought out, but the language used only causes more questions to be asked. Sir, Ohio has always known you to be an honorable man, so prove it. Do the right thing. Take the necessary steps to make sure that a special prosecutor is assigned to this case and that it's taken seriously. And then recuse yourself. Because I'm here to tell you, this is not going to go away. It's only going to get worse and worse and worse until someone in law enforcement, takes it seriously.
Well, that's all I have for you today. Let me know what you think about Gary's response to the allegations and his apology to his children. Thank you for watching. If you found today's video helpful, don't forget to like it, share it with others, and subscribe to our channel for more content like this. Your support helps us reach more people with the message. I will see you in the next video. God bless.